What's up, everybody? It's Man of Low Moral Fiber here. My name's Luke, and I'm here with Maya in the Bloodshot Stronghold. I found a skin that I think works well with the hat. This skin's called Reddish, if you're looking to try it out. Anyway, I'm going to use my Blurred Trickster build to go ahead and run through this map here. Obviously, this hat came out yesterday. I put out a video on that in case you're interested in checking it out. And if you guys really want to know how to give those skins in and whatnot, I can make a video on that to show you guys. Anywho, so this map's pretty neat. It has a lot of close corridors, and I believe it will be great for chain reaction. Gonna try to get near the guy with the gun and have the psychos run near him and then phase lock him so that we can get chain reaction off of all of those dudes and take them out at once. It didn't work as well as I was hoping, though, because this little lunatic had a shield. Anywho, we got another dude running up on us now. I killed the tertiary dude with the fire Pimpernel off of chain reaction, and then I switched to the corrosive one to take out the ironclad. As you could easily see, life tap kept me alive there through all of that nonsense, and I was able to get through it without going into fight for my life mode. Now I'm going to use the Pimpernel in this run. It's simply the best weapon to use with this build. It can't really be beat as far as interaction with chain reaction goes. And that's why I'm going to use it for this particular application. You can use another weapon if you want, and it will definitely be very fun to use, but obviously this is going to be your best option.
Hold it right there.
One thing I like about Maya is that when you phase lock an enemy near all these barrels, it will go ahead and pop all those barrels for you if you have Converge, which is nice. It can be sometimes irritating if you're playing Melee Zero alongside a Maya, because they can pop those barrels on you and kill you, you know, kind of friendly fire style. However, if you're playing solo with Maya, it's nice because I usually phase lock from such a distance that barrels aren't going to kill me. I'll be out of their range and stuff like that, and then I won't have to worry about them when I actually get into their range. And so that's pretty good. I'm going to wait for this guy to walk out just a little bit and those guys to get a little bit closer to him. That way when I phase lock them, they'll all get grouped together and I'll be able to deal a lot of damage to all of them with chain reaction. And in that way I was able to take out, I think, 3 dudes there, which is pretty good. We got 2 more guys here, and I'm going to run towards the one with the gun, then phase lock him so that the lunatic goes near him, and then kill them both at once. And that's how this build works. I think it's pretty nifty. So we killed the turret there. That was pretty good. Don't have to worry about that now. So the lunatic was able to bomb us there, and that was kind of bad, but we're able to phase lock this dude, and hopefully if we can get a shot on him, we'll be able to kill him. He's in a weird spot. There we go, we killed him, and now Sweet Release will go ahead and heal us, and we'll have life tap and kinetic reflection and inertia for the rest of these guys. This is probably the hardest part of the map with Melee Zero, I believe. Obviously, you can skip it if you want to, but if you're trying to kill all the enemies, I usually find this to be the most difficult portion. Phase lock this ironclad here. I'll go ahead and take him out with the corrosive. Obviously, he can be killed with fire as well. You have to hit the critical for that if you want to do it quickly, but obviously his critical spot, like all lunatics, is weak to fire. When you manage to phase lock an enemy that has a shield near enemies who don't, and you start firing at him with fire, the shield will dampen the initial blows on the phase lock target, and you'll be able to usually kill the surrounding targets before you cut into that phase locked enemy's shield, and because of that, you'll be able to make quick work of a group of enemies if you're able to phase lock the one who has either the most health or a shield. Obviously with Maya though, I was saying this room was a little bit difficult sometimes for me with Melee Zero. With this Maya build, it's, a cakewalk. In fact, most mobbing with this Maya is a cakewalk, and I very much enjoy it for that. Even at overpowered level 8, you're able to just walk through most things, which is pretty cool, and it goes to show how, dynamic of a character Maya can be for mobbing. Dynamic and powerful. Obviously, the antagonist is a very good shield as well, and that helps me out quite a bit. Go ahead and phase lock this dude and take him out. We're getting quite a few ironclads, I think. Usually I don't get this many ironclads. I always get, you know, at least one or a couple. But I think we've had like one in every room so far, which is, you know, pretty crazy. Almost died there, but I was able to survive, and so that's good. Not sure what applied that shock damage over time to me, but it sure was dirty. Go ahead and phase lock this big dude now and finish him off. Obviously, there is going to be Mad Mike who spawns. Oh, it's this guy up here with this shock damage over time gun. Interesting. Oh, he's down here. Okay. So, I need to phase lock that dude. That's the one thing you have to look out for at overpower level 8 is those damage over time guns. They're the worst. I would have liked to shoot that guy before my life tap ran out, but the sweet release orbs were able to put me above health gate, so I'm not too worried. There we go. Alright, that dude has a little midget on his shield, so it should be funny to phase lock him and then get the chain reaction. Just blew them both up. That's pretty cool. Got another dude with this Malawan shock SMG nonsense over here. Go ahead and phase lock him so I don't have to worry about him. Hopefully. There we go. Alright. So as we get closer to killing... corrosive damage over time guy now. Ugh. Deal with these corrosive damage over time guys as we work through this area and deal with most of these enemies. Mad Mike will eventually spawn. And at that point, we're definitely going to want to phase lock Mad Mike because he always spawns with a rocket launcher. Usually an elemental rocket launcher, and depending on, you know, what exactly he does spawn with, he can be a real pain to take out. Or he can, not to take out, he doesn't have that much health. But he can be a real pain because he will take you out, which is pretty aggravating. So we'll pay close attention to that when it gets closer to the time for him to spawn. He's going to spawn right over there. It is necessary, I believe, for us to kill almost all of the enemies in this room. I think we need to get down to just 1 or 2 guys left before Mad Mike will spawn. So, some pretty interesting news is that Dota 2 will be televised on ESPN2 tomorrow. Esports have already made it off of the Ocho, which is, you know, pretty cool. And even though I'll be at work, I'm definitely going to record that and see how it went and everything, because it's pretty, you know, big time for... an esport to be nationally televised live like that, and I think that'll be something that's very cool, and Valve is definitely leading the way with that right now, and that's going to be interesting to see how that all plays out. So we were able to kill Mad Mike there and his little buddies that spawn with him out of that door. But back to that esports thing, as I understand it, it's just going to be, you know, live television coverage of the tournament and everything, so... you know, pretty interesting there, and I hope it, you know, opens a lot of people up to PC gaming as a whole and everything, because they'll see that it's not just a fringe thing, that, you know, there's an entire sport attached to it that's big enough to get televised on ESPN. Granted, some stuff like bowling and, you know, pool and NASCAR also gets shown on ESPN, you know, soccer included, but, you know, they show big sports as well. I'm just kidding about that soccer quip. Alright, so we're working through the Borderlands, or the Bloodshot Stronghold now. I think we're over halfway through, right? The map says, yeah, I mean, it does. We're at the bend now, but this side's the longer side. So I'd say we're a little over halfway through, which is pretty cool. I thought the jump on all the couches thing in here was kind of funny. I didn't know if that was like supposed to be a Chappelle Show illusion or if it was just a joke. I don't know. It was pretty funny though, because I, you know, assumed it was a Chappelle Show illusion, and that made me laugh because I always think of that one skit with Charlie Murphy and Rick James, and it's just pretty funny. So there's always going to be a badass enemy that spawns in here. I figured I'd go ahead and just take him out. You know, why not? It doesn't add too much time. And also you can come up here and you can shoot this, and then you can go in there and open that chest and everything. And it's a decent little farming thing, but obviously I have all the gear I want, and if I didn't, I'd just give it because, you know, I'm not too big into farming. That brings up an interesting point, though. I do expect Gibbed to come about pretty quickly for Borderlands, the pre-sequel. because it's going to be running on the same engine as Borderlands 2, and, you know, I assume it will be assembled the same way and all of that as far as the loot pools go. So, it seems pretty likely to me that the save editor will be out very, very soon. And if that's the case, I'm definitely going to try all the weapons and just, you know, figure out what exactly I want to farm for. But then I think, at least for the start of the game, I'm going to go ahead and play legitimately, or at least pseudo-legitimately, for at least a portion of it before I start, you know, really just getting all the gear I want like I do in Borderlands 2. I'm not too big into farming all the stuff. I like to just play with, you know, the fringe nonsense, the high-end weapons and shields and stuff like that, just because it's more enjoyable to me and it's just what I like the most and everything. But obviously, you know, a lot of people like to play legitimately, and I definitely understand and respect that. That's pretty cool. So I think I'll do a little bit of both for Borderlands, the pre-sequel. I might keep a save file that is legitimate and everything, and also one where I just get what I want and play the game how I want to and stuff like that. I think that'll be pretty cool, and I can just mention in my videos whether or not this is my found gear character or if this is my character that I kind of construct gear for. It will be interesting to see, you know, what gear checks they put on it as far as modding weapons go and everything. Borderlands 2 had some issues with that when the game first came out because people were able to bypass the sanity check by putting weapons in their bank and stuff. And hopefully that is not the case with Borderlands, the pre-sequel. I hope that they have the fixes well thought out before the game comes out, so that there will be no little loopholes for people to start bringing in really dumb weapons into people's games. That's my main issue with it. You know, if you really want to do it on your own game, use Cheat Engine to disable the sanity check and then goof around. But don't just like hop into people's public games with your Infinity Norfleet that shoots lead storm pellets as well. That's just kind of stupid, you know what I mean? But, you know, we'll see how it turns out. We got another ironclad here to get to almost the last portion of the map. I guess we'll go ahead and take it to the final portion. Looks like corrosive damage over time was able to kill the extra little dudes there. And that's kind of interesting. So there'll be just a few more guys here before we get headed on to the Bloodshot Ramparts. And I'll finish them off, and then I'll go ahead and cut this video off, show you my gear and stuff. I do highly recommend that you guys at least tune into part of that esports championship thing tomorrow, the Dota 2 tournament. I think it will be, you know, it's a pretty big event for gaming as a whole, for a competition to get televised on ESPN. ESPN's one of my favorite channels. Obviously, I'm a really big sports fan and stuff. So, you know, it's good to see gaming come so far, because, you know, not too long ago, no one would have ever thought gaming would have ended up on ESPN, but here we are. So anyways, guys, I do thank you very much for watching. If you haven't yet, please take the time to subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. Otherwise, I do thank you, like I said, very much for watching, and I hope to catch you next time. Bye, guys.